And we are live. It is hashtag Friday Pie Day. Everybody knows what day it is. Is it hashtag Friday Pump Day, though? Because Bitcoin's about to hit 102K again. I'm actually in a long. I know that's like very different from what I've been saying in a lot of my videos. I was like, yo, I'm in a short on Bitcoin. I'm in a short on Bitcoin. It doesn't matter to me what happens, right? You trade the levels, right? So there's ways to make money on the way down. There's ways to make money on the way up. There's certain ranges that we're in, stuff like that. Trade the range, baby. Trade the range if you got time to do it. I set and forget my orders. That way I don't have to kind of like hawk the charts. But we are seeing about $102,000 Bitcoin a day, which is great news on a Friday Pie Day, baby, especially for that Wolfer Finance portfolio. We're going to talk about a lot of Wolfer stuff today because stuff's starting to heat up. And I'm purposely not going to talk super in depth about this. So like, seriously, like, don't get it twisted. Don't get all crazy on me. There's a reason for that. And the reason is because I did not have time to make an announcement this week to say like, yo, everybody should show up to the stream today or everybody should watch this, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to present with what I'm thinking, right? And then I'm going to ask people, go into the Discord. Let's start discussing it amongst everybody. Let's see what the sentiment is, right? I think it's great. I mean, that's my opinion. Don't let me bias you, right? Put your investor cap on and let's talk about it, right? So before we get into all that, though, because that's going to be like the majority of this call, probably the last 20 minutes of this is going to be all that, right? So let's get into what the market's doing, and it's kind of going to give you a little bit of foreshadowing as to why I think that this is where we go, right? And the good news is that like everybody else in the market, no one has a friggin' direction. They're all dumb as hell. We have a forward-thinking direction. We have a forward-thinking business that's been here for years, right? We have assets under management, multi-mil, that have been here for years, right? Never once have we seen a misappropriated cent in our business. Never once have we seen me just go radio silent and just dip out on everybody, right? We have a legitimate business incorporated in the United States of America that has done regulatory filings through regulation CF offerings and things of that sort. That's the good news. No one else has that. Very few people, very few other companies out there have that. So we're going to continue that into the future. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I see that looking like, right? And I'm, again, purposely not going to go too far in depth about it because I want to wait until more people come to see this, right? Right now, we have like 10 people on the call. That's like 1% of our wolfers, right? We need like 10, 20% of our wolfers, right? So I'm going to ask people, go into the Discord and get things stirred up and tell them like, hey, here's what we're looking at. Here's what we're thinking. I think everybody's going to love it. Without further ado, let's get into the other stuff really quick. Let me present my screen. I need to push this down. Yeah, look at this. Bitcoin, baby. Bitcoin, baby. So, okay. Bitcoin's looking good right now. Bitcoin's looking good right now. Let's get the little baby Drew down in the corner. We need a baby Drew. We don't need a big Drew. Okay. All right. This is what I'm seeing on Bitcoin. I know there's going to be a lot of lines on this chart. It's going to kind of freak you out, whatever. Okay, so this trend line here, let's clean this up a little bit. Let's clean this bad boy up a little. Okay, I think. Okay, so this, right. Okay, so let's zoom out. Let's go to the daily. It'll make it a little bit easier for you to see. Jesus, I do have a bunch of shit on here. Sorry, guys. We're still in both of these channels, okay? We're going to pull down this bullish megaphone. We're going to pull down this ray. Okay, this is our line in the sand right here, right? This right here, this is our line in the sand. We need to stay above like $90,000 to $91,000. Why? Because this is our previous swing low, okay? We set a new swing low, or we set a new swing low. We set a new swing low, right? Now we're attempting to set a new swing high, okay? Where do I see that swing high putting us? Probably somewhere up here in the $107,000 range, maybe 108, right? That's where I'm longing to. I went long right here, like literally right here at like 99.5 to about 100,005, 108, $100,800. I think it was, I averaged in all the way down to here. And then I kind of busted it up, right? So let me get this thing off of here so that it doesn't. Let me see if I can get these others. Yeah. Okay. So that's the horizontal ray that we're seeing. Now, why do these parallel channels matter, right? Jeez, this thing went crazy on me just now. There we go. Okay. Why do these these parallel channels matter? Because these parallel channels are measuring literally all the way back to the previous two bull runs. Okay. So we're talking 2021 here. We're talking 2017 here. This is the ray that I'm talking about. Let me get this other one off of here. I'll show you. Where are the rays? Up channels. Boom. Okay. Here you go. Okay. So if you measure from the top of this, right, to the top of this, let's pull off all of this other bullshit too. Bam. And you measure it up, you're looking at a price target somewhere up here in the realm of about $107,000 before we get like a nice little rejection, most likely, right? So zoom on into that. You're going to see it's about $107,000, $108,000 depending on where we go, right? But by Christmas, you're looking, we should be at about $108,000 Bitcoin. If we hit this trend line, we will likely go down from it, okay? Want people to be prepared for that. So long as we bounce here at $91,000, we are in extremely good shape. Okay. This is nothing to be concerned about. This is us completing that full extension of this and then banging up against it, coming down here, bouncing at 91K or 90K is going to be extremely bullish for us to break through this. Okay. What do I mean by that? If you also go and you do those Fibonacci retracements, right? And you can also see we busted out of this kind of like bullish wedge. And we came back, retested it 3 different days in a row. Boom, boom, boom. Right now we're up at 108 or 1018. Okay. So let's go to the Fibonacci pulls. Okay. The actual full fibs. Yep. I got to find them. I got a lot of stuff on my chart, man. Bear with me while I find it. Okay, get all this stuff off of here. Where are my Fibonacci retracements? Boom. Nope, that's not it. Yeah, retracement fibs right here. Okay, so let's look at some retracement fibs. Let's zoom it out. Let's go to the one from the 2021 bull run. Let's see where that takes us, right? So this 107, 108K level is not something to be worried about. Like we should easily get through that after we kind of get a rejection from it. So long as we bounce from 91. If we don't bounce from 91, we're probably coming somewhere down here in the 75K range. And again, then we bounce, right? And we go to 130. Why do we go to 130? Because everybody knows about the cup and handle. Let me show you from 2021 where it's telling us we're going, first and foremost. If you measure the high from 2021 to the low after 2021's bull run, and you've measured it from the low before the 2021 bull run, so low to high to low, it puts us at a price target of $121,000. What's our next price target? 186. Okay, what's our next one after that? Almost 200K, 251K, and the next one after that's almost 300 grand, right? I don't think we get up here at all. I think we get somewhere in this realm, right? Potentially somewhere in the middle of this, 220, 220, something like that. This is really good news for the bull run, right? Now let's do another Fibonacci pull. This is from the 2017, right? If you go back, you measure the low before 2017 to the high of 2017 to the low after 2017, you can see where we topped out on that next bull run in 2021, which was right under the 3.618 fib. Then we hit a full extension over it, right? We hit a full extension over it, and guess where that 4.236 is? Right at $86,000, just below the 50 moving average right here, right? So you've got a pretty decent level of support, which is right where we have, like, this is the last line in the sand. You can see it wick down to here, boom, blast, right? Then you've got your 2021. If you measure from right here, I'll show it to you, the low to the high to the low. Again, we've got our 121, we've got our 186, right? That's what we're looking, right? Now let's look at the 2021 bull run range fib. It's pretty close. It's pretty close, but it's giving us a little bit different of a a target, but it's looking more around like 195 for the 3.618. And I would say if we don't go all the way up there, we're looking at, 175 Bitcoin. My guess, we're probably going to go somewhere near 200. I'm saying probably 180 to 195 Bitcoin before the cycle potentially ends, right? So this is all really good news for altcoins, and this is really good news for the Wolfer portfolio, because if Bitcoin does that, the altcoins are going to go absolutely crazy, right? Which is great news for us. Then you also have this happening where Biden has been almost like proven, speculated, right, that he called on the banks to pause all crypto activity. That's pretty effed, right? So he was actually the one, his administration was the one that was operating Operation Choke Point 2.0. If you knew what that was in the United States, it's a pretty big deal. Now that he's gone, that's over. And now Trump is reaffirming his plans to do something great with crypto under his new administration, which I can see happening 110%. Why? Because first off, Trump's pro-crypto. Second off, JD Vance is like the third largest AVAX holder in the world. I think he's got like 70 mil in AVAX. Trump's family holds a bunch of Bitcoin, Chainlink, things of that sort. That's actually speculation. Chainlink is speculation. Then he's appointed all these different cabinet members and advisors, Elon Musk as well, to all of these positions. Gary Gensler is also stepping down on January 19th, which subsequently is the day before Trump takes office. This is all really good news, right? For crypto. Eric Trump also predicts a $1 million Bitcoin. When is that going to happen? We don't really know. But he's trying to say that it's going to happen under a Trump presidency, so within the next 4 years. Now, if we get another bull cycle under the Trump presidency, could it? I think that's a stretch. Maybe it hits like 600, right? If we go to 200, maybe it hits 600 in the next cycle. Maybe it does hit $1 million. I don't know. What I do know is that with all the new money that's coming in, this is going to be a lot more of a trend. Okay. And I honestly don't think that Bitcoin's going to go under $55,000 probably ever again if we do break the 120. And there's a reason for that. And it's because right here, the 0.618 on this extension is right at $55,000, right? That's the golden pocket. I don't see it ever going back under this golden pocket, most likely, especially if we come up here and we take out some of these 1.618s, 2.618s. Dude, it's going to be really hard for us to come back down here and go under this golden pocket right here at the 0.618. That's just my opinion. That's just that, right? Now, let's now that we know like what's going on, let's go to the crypto bubbles really quick. And I'll show you what's going on in the market on the day. Okay, so we're pretty down on the day for the alts, but that's because Bitcoin is pumping now, right? So let the alts catch up. But we are seeing pretty good prices on, some of our assets like Avalanche over $50 again. We've got ETH, which is closing in on over $4,000. Boom, 39.59. It's sitting at 39.25. 39.59 is the high for the day. FTM's absolutely just slaying it right now. Bad Boy's up over $1.20, right? $1.25. If it gets 25 cents higher, it's like literally 50% of its all-time high. If Avalanche goes up like $13, it's like 50% of its all-time high. It's pretty awesome stuff. The one laggard is Flux, but consequently, we're not as worried about that because that actually is our smallest bag. So that's perfectly fine. I honestly think that Ethereum is going to go to 6 to 7K, somewhere in that realm. Might go to $7,500, $8,000. Just based off Fibonacci extensions, and this is being conservative. So even if Flux doesn't go to its all-time high, Ethereum's going to make up for that. I do think that Avalanche is going to go very close to its all-time high, most likely, no problem. I do think FTM is going to probably go to its all-time high as well, no problem. Close, especially with the move to Sonic, which is their new blockchain that's like supposed to be one of the fastest blockchains in the entire world, right? Which is crazy. But yeah, just let these crypto bubbles kind of catch up, man. A lot of this stuff is like meme coins, chill guy, stuff like that. So just, NPC, let it catch up, man. We'll see how it goes from there. Now, the one thing that I did want to go back over again, okay, this is just for everybody that like happens to follow and care. Go to Wolfer Finance website. Go to the Treasury. Okay, you can always check our nodes. All right. there is going to come a time where I unstake these nodes because we are going to prepare to offload all of this at the top. Okay. I'm not saying that's today. It's definitely not today. I'm saying like in a month from now, 2 months from now, whatever, these Ethereum validators might no longer exist, right? You come in here, it might no longer exist because I've unstaked it because I'm moving it into our exchange account to make sure that it gets offloaded and I'm putting my orders in, or I'm putting it into a cold wallet and I'm hooking it up to something that actually lets me put orders in so that we get filled at those orders. You know, we want to be nimble. We don't want to be staking for no reason and then lose out on selling at higher levels because we were worried about getting another $1,000 worth of Ethereum over the next month or another $5,000 worth of Avalanche, right? Same thing here. Most likely what's going to happen, this is the only one I'm really considering staking again because we do make good money off of Avalanche. My guess is at this date, right? Where's it at? This will probably get unstaked and I will probably stake in the lowest intervals possible. 14 days, I believe it is. There might come a point where I do not stake this at all anymore because $5,000 in rewards in a month, even $10,000, $20,000 in rewards in a month. If we can sell Avalanche at the top for say $1.5 million, right? But we're in a staking period that we can't get out of for 2 weeks, and then we lose 20% of the value from the top. We just lost $300,000 to gain 5 or 10 grand in rewards. Dumb. We're not doing that. So eventually, I will be unstaking these and preparing these to be offloaded. We'll leave them in the wallets. We'll put them where they need to be, where they can be seen. We might have to offload on centralized exchanges because they are the ones that can handle that volume. I'm definitely not going to swap in like Ledger or like all these wallets that have these swapping features. They're going to take 1% of our money. Crazy. Absolutely not. So we can do some of it on DEXs is my point though. So here's my point. Just be prepared for that because eventually this FTM node, this thing's going down either way. Okay. And that's because Sonic is doing a new blockchain. So we're going to get a 0 penalty to unstake this anyways in 48 days. If Sonic comes out before then we will swap all of our FTM to Sonic, right? Which is, I think, called S token now. I've already talked to him about it. It's 0 penalty for delegators, for people that are staking, have delegated their Phantom to us. So all these 20,000 FTM down here, 0 penalty for you. You'll get your rewards. 0 penalty for validators. We'll get our rewards, right? And it'll unlock immediately. Honestly, I might not stake a Sonic node after that because I might say, you know what? I don't want to go through that 5-day undelegation period in the same sense that I don't want to go through the 14-day undelegation period with Avalanche. I want to be nimble. Does it make sense to go out and try and squeeze another $2,000 out of our FTM validator to lose potentially, you know, if we could sell our validator at $1.5 million again? No, it doesn't. It'd be stupid. Hell. So we're not going to do that. Same thing with ETH. We might unstake the ETH, get it ready, even though it's relatively quick to unstake. Flux, same stuff. Relatively simple to unstake, but we might just want to have it ready because like this stuff can happen in a flash. You know what I mean? Like you saw the top when we hit 104, bam, right back down to 90. Like in 3 minutes. It was crazy. So that's my point. You want to be nimble. You want to be ready for stuff like this. So I'm not saying this is going to happen today. I'm not saying this is going to happen in a month, right? But I'm saying to be ready for it because that might be a thing, right? We might say, okay, we're going to get ready to offload this stuff, right? And take profit. That's that. And I think anybody that is sane would be like, yeah, that's the right decision. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So before I talk about what I think is, because now you know the lead up, what are we thinking, right? How do we get out of our positions, things of that sort? We have to continue to see the market, right? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing I can do about the quality, guys. It's Florida internet or Florida internet's. It's It is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. I wish that there was more I could do about it. I don't run like some super crazy gaming PC laptop thingy. I don't play video games. I don't play any PC games, anything like that. It is what it is. If you got low quality on it, just pay attention to what I'm saying, right? Yeah. Okay, so now that we kind of know, like, being nimble, we're going to, because there is a time that we are going to sell all of this stuff. We're not going to hold on to it through the next bear market to what? Make $500 a month off of Avalanche when it goes down 80%, 70% in the next bear market? Absolutely not. And then the worth of our assets go down tremendously, period, as well? No, absolutely not. We're liquidating at the top. We're going to reassess. Okay. Here's where we reassess. I think everybody's going to like this, but talk it up in the Discord. And then we'll talk about it more thorough and in depth next week. Most likely, well, maybe not next week, because I know it's like Christmas shit. But in the coming weeks, we'll talk more about it, right? This isn't something that's going to happen tomorrow, is my point. So let's just be real about it. Okay. I think that there's a couple of different scenarios here, right? There's the things that we were talking about in the crowd fund, being able to go into real estate, being able to go into the oil stuff. I'm not going into crypto mining. We're not doing it. Nope. They're depreciating assets that suck. The miners, you're always caught behind the 8 ball with the miners. So either you have $10 million worth of miners that absolutely print money, which we won't have, and you can afford that, and Bitcoin's going up, right? But we definitely don't want to be doing that. I don't want to do mining from a Bitcoin perspective. I don't think it makes sense unless you have like zero power cost, which we could potentially maybe have zero power cost. But dude, it's the miners. It's the depreciating assets. As soon as you buy them, they're worth 40% of what you bought them for. And then you can never sell them because they always come out with better miners. So it's a fixed cost. It's a sunk cost. It's done. It's gone. Whereas with our validators, dude, all of our collateral that we put on the validators is still there, and they're worth 4x. Makes more sense. Find something that can appreciate. Find something that holds its value, right? Oil, real estate, validators, stuff like that. I'm good on crypto mining. Y'all can have that. Hydro whales, you guys saw how that went. I'm good. Learn from other people's mistakes, man. We're not going to mine. Not unless it comes in at the bottom and we're like, oh, okay, we've got an extra $250,000, $500,000 on the sideline. Maybe, the best miners just came out. Bitcoin's at the bottom. We start mining, boom, boom, and we just get like this big, massive payday. Other than that, like, I'm not even thinking about mining, okay? Here's my point. This is where we pivot into real world, right? Because what happens when we liquidate Ethereum? What happens when we liquidate Avalanche, FTM, Flux, right? And we're doing that at the top, and then everything starts to fall. How long does that fall for? Year, 2 years, 3 years? How long does it fall for until we hit the bottom, right? Well, actually, screw it. Look at it. Where's that? Okay, so last time this happened, Bitcoin hit the top, and then it took it, and I know you can't see it. I'm not pulling it up for everybody. It took Bitcoin, where are we at? 429 days to get back down to the bottom, almost, and an 85% retrace. 429 days. That's literally a year and 2 months to get back down to the bottom, right? Let's see what it took before then in 2017. Okay, 2017. That was 2021, FYI. Let's see how long it took in 2017. From the top down to, call it the bottom here. Yeah, almost 400 days too. Here's my point. I'm exiting out of the Discord. No one's in it. That might be another thing that will help the stream. Here's my point. We're not going to sit here and stay like in these assets, and we're not going to sit here and put our money all on the sideline and risk all of our money. okay, so what's the best case scenario if we liquidate everything, right? Obviously, we're going to pay out a pretty hefty lump sum to everybody, right? Secondarily, there'll probably be a buyback offer for the people that want to leave and not continue, because we're continuing, Wolfer. We're continuing. The show goes on. I'm not leaving, right? Jordan Belfort, Wolf of Wall Street. If you didn't get that reference, go look it up. The show goes on, right? That's what's going to happen. We're going to keep Wolfer going. Only difference is Wolfer's going to look a little different, right? We know that Wolfer can do pretty much anything that it wants besides be an investment company, besides trade and do all that type of stuff. Okay. Real world assets, baby. Real world assets. I'm not saying we go into the oil. We'll look at it, right? We'll look at it, but here's my point. If Wolfer can give everybody like a massive lump sum and keep the business going once we liquidate, say, for example, worst case scenario, we can get everybody back half of their money ROI'd immediately, right? Say best case scenario, we give everybody back 100% of their money ROI'd. Everybody's riding risk-free now. But the worst case scenario of that is you bring back 50% of your total capital that you put in, plus 12% that you already made. You're at 62%. You have very minimal risk now. And then Wolfer still has a couple of $1 million in assets under management. And then we put it into something that's going to print us a lot of money. Not a lot of money, but very consistent money. Yeah, I can't say a lot of money, okay? I think that our pivot is into real estate until we see what's happening with the crypto market once it comes back down, right? And then if we want to recycle and do exactly what we did this time, although it'll be at better prices and we won't take any chances, there won't be a yield nodes, there won't be a friggin' burrow core. These fucking goombas right here, somebody put it in here. Yeah, this guy. There won't be any burrow core mistakes. There won't be any like crypto.com mistake where, you know, there won't be any DAGs or anything like that. There won't be any of that because we've already learned all of our lessons and we're here and we're profitable, right? We have more money than we brought in right now if you go out of portfolio. Here's my point. If our portfolio doubles, we get even close to the all-time highs on, which Ethereum's already there, Avalanche, FTM, Flux. I think people can be paid out at least 50% of everything that they've brought in, right? Best case scenario, they can be paid out 100%. Here's the difference in between those two scenarios. The first scenario, where they're paid out 50%, keeps extra money on the sidelines for Wolfer. And again, I'm doing this at a super high level, okay? So don't think that just because I'm spitting this off real quick that I haven't thought about it. Dude, I've been thinking about this for weeks now and coming up and formulating a plan. I know all the calculations behind it. My point is that if we pay out, say, 50%, and everybody's now ROI'd 62% total over the lifetime of it in 3 years, right? Which is over a 20% return every single year, which is killing the stock market, killing other hedge funds that are investing people's money, whereas we don't even invest anybody's money. We just literally go and buy assets, and then we run infrastructure, right? So we're beating traditional finance in that sense. My point. Worst case scenario, we get everybody back half of their money, right? And then Wolfer has more money to go out and buy assets. Say that you've got $1 million on this. Say that you've got $2 million left over, right? Or $1.5 million left over, right? After paying out everybody 100%. You take $500K and leave it on the sidelines just in case you get an opportunity. You take $1 million, you go put it into real estate. You can get $5 million worth of real estate for $1 million. Why? Because you put 20% down on the real estate. Then it cash flows about 10% per year. 10% of $5 million is $50,000 or $500,000 a year, right? That's without scaling. Okay. So here's my point. Say you've got $2 million because you paid everybody out 50%. Now you have a $10 million real estate portfolio printing up to 10% per year, $1 million a year. You made back your mill. First year, everybody's riding risk-free, and now we have a $10 million real estate portfolio, All taxes paid, all tender offer people taken care of, plus interest. We offer a buyback offer for anybody that doesn't like the idea to a certain extent, right? Satisfy everybody's qualms, man. And then we build our real estate company, which is exactly what we've been talking about. We build our 10, 15, 20-year company that consistently does business and brings in money. That's exactly what we need to do. And then you pass it down to your kids. I pass it down to my kids. And we stick to the same plan that we've been doing. The only difference is that at the top of this market, we ain't got nowhere to put it. What are you going to do? You're going to take $2 million and put it into USDC staking for 5% a year? No. No one's going to do that. And I'm sure as hell not going to do it on some platform where we don't have control over it. At least with here's the thing. Staking and validators are two totally different things. If I'm staking USDC, I have to do it on probably a non-trusted platform, and I'm only making 5%, and it doesn't appreciate at all. USDC stays at $1, right? Whereas with Ethereum, even if Ethereum makes 4% a year, yeah, but what if it 4X's in that year? Now your entire balance is worth 4 times the money, and your rewards are worth 4 times the money, right? Okay, your income. Secondarily, I control the wallet. That way I know some Sam Bankman-Fried stuff doesn't happen. See what I'm saying? So we move. See what I'm saying? So I'm going to talk about this a lot more. I'll give you guys a way bigger, better plan once we kind of like incite a riot about this and get people talking. So I think this is going to be really exciting for people because this is our inflection point where it's like, we took the money that came in, right? We did what we said we were going to do. We mastered and validator noded, right? We learned a bunch of really good lessons along the way. We took some losses, but we also took some wins, and our wins outweighed our losses, right? By a lot, most likely in the end. And if our portfolio 2X's from here, what I can assure you, those scenarios are on the table, right? We could do it right now with our portfolio the way that it is. Only difference is people would only be getting paid out like 30%. That's the only difference. So I would like to wait and let the bull run do its thing for our portfolio. Best case scenario, the bull run 3X's our portfolio and we go to like 10 mil, right? It's going to be badass. But I'm not banking on it. So my point is that noodle on this, talk amongst yourselves, see what people are saying in the Discord, right? See what people think about this. High level overview. The whole goal, get out of these bad boys at the top, man. Be the heroes, right? Distribute out dividends, right? In a portion that makes sense for people, right? Not 5%, not 10%, 50%, 100%, right? Where everybody's writing risk-free or either close to risk-free. I think letting people ride close to risk-free is a better scenario because it helps us scale faster, right? If you were to take a 50% dividend as opposed to 100% dividend, that's $1 million more that we put into $5 million worth of real estate, right? As a 20% down payment that prints us $500,000 extra dollars a year. So like it all comes out in the wash and actually we build the portfolio quickly, way faster. And I don't want to speculate. I have my own numbers that I think that are plausible, that I think that we can do or that I can do in the real estate market with the people that I know and the connections that I have. But like our real estate portfolio could be worth a lot of money is my point. And there's a couple of different ways that we could handle this where it's like, okay, say that you've got $50,000 coming in every month, right? For dividends. That's after everything. That's after all expenses, all everything. Like this is the 10% a year that you would make is usually after all expenses, all operational costs. And we get so many tax breaks on stuff because we're in real estate. It's insane, man. So, okay. Say you've got $40,000 a month coming in, right? There's two scenarios. Either you just pay it all out and the investors make $480,000 a year, $500,000 a year, right? Which is a 25% ROI every year on the $2 million that essentially was brought in after tenders, rescissions, stuff like that, right? Because you got to remember we did buybacks of the stock, or of the shares. Or you take it and chop it in half and you say, okay, we brought in 40 grand, right? Cool. Take 20 of it, transfer it out to everybody. Here's your dividends, right? Now everybody goes down to making instead more like a 12 to 15% per year, but we also keep $20,000 every single month, $250,000 every single year that we can put either one, flip into more real estate properties, right? But I don't think we need to do that. Or two, so when we wait for that bear market bottom to come down, and guess what? No one can tell us what we want to hold our cash in. So if that bear market bottom comes down a year and a half later, right? Put your money into Bitcoin, put your money into Ethereum, put your money into whatever, right? Avalanche. The master and validator node all over again for free off of the profits that you brought in from the real estate. That's my point. And then we build a 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 year company that everybody is exactly what they wanted. And everybody's writing either risk-free or so close to risk-free that they're like, yes, let's go out and build this thing and let's get returns for the rest of however long this company lasts, right? I can't say the rest of your life. I don't know how long you're going to live. But my goal, this is my legacy company, baby. It's got my name on it, right? DW, right? The Wolfer, baby. So I would love to pass this down to my son, right? I would love for you to be able to pass this down to your kids, right? And I get it. I'm young. I'm 35 years old. After 30 years, after 20 years, dude, pass it down to them. Let them do their thing with it. My point, you've already got it set up. And by that time, you've taken a $5 million, $10 million real estate portfolio and turned it into $20, $40 million real estate portfolio. And everybody's making, pretty decent scratch off of that, most likely, is my point. And the further you get into it, the more money you make, the more profit you make, because guess what? Now you have more equity in your homes, right? So you can take out home equity lines of credit on those homes or apartment complexes or rentals or, commercial properties, whatever it is, and you can get more. And that's how you take a $5 million portfolio and turn it into a $20 million portfolio over 10 years, right? That's how you do it. Use leverage, and not like leverage in the sense of how people think of leverage inside of trading and crypto trading. I mean, leverage inside of using your money as leverage and saying, look, I only need 20% to put down on this property. And then that property cash flows from there, right? Because the property pays for it. Let me know what you guys think. So with all that being said, let's smash through the comments. Hey, Friday Pie Day, gold all-time high. Someone needs to tell Burl. Yeah. I think gold might be going to an all-time high, but now it's kind of like pulling back a little bit. I might have said that a little too early. Let's see where it's at right now, actually. Boom. Yeah, 20. Dude, I took a long here too. And it ran up to about almost my take profit. My take profit was at like 26.67 or something. It hit 26.65. Almost. Almost. You wins. But in any case, I'm not too terribly mad about the gold. I own physical gold and not really losing money. Just kind of back where I bought, which is annoying. Yeah, we'll see what happens with gold. I think gold goes to an all-time high pretty soon. We know about the horrible video quality. Sorry. I wish that there was something more I could do about it. We got Alonzo. He's saying Friday Pie Day, baby. Yeah, we do need to be nimble. We do need to be quick. I think that's what it really comes down to. Yeah, and I think that's exactly. I've talked to 2-3 different people, and I asked them the same exact thing that I was asking people on this call. They said the exact same thing. Hey, man, I would be jacked if I got, like a 50% lump sum and then we parlayed our entire portfolio into multiple millions of dollars worth of a cash flowing assets. Dude, that would be wonderful for us because we probably make back the other 50% in no time because we have the cash flowing assets. And the other thing you got to think about, real estate's a lot like those validator nodes. What's the likelihood that 10 years from now that your real estate isn't worth more? What's the likelihood? Less than 10%, less than 5% that your real estate isn't worth more, right? And hasn't outpaced inflation, most likely. I don't know, man. Should be a pretty good thing. I'm not setting up a legal group for Burl Core. I don't have enough money in it for that to make sense for me. Wolfer doesn't have enough money in it for that to make sense for me. It'd probably cost us more in it wouldn't cost us more in legal fees. My point is I need to okay. This is what we have in Burl Core. And I don't say this to be pompous at all. Like, seriously, take this for what it is. This is what we have in Burl Core. This is what we have everywhere else, right? Am I going to take time away from this and building what I was just talking about for like the past 30 minutes to go chase this? No. Now, if somebody else wants to create the group and like head it on, I'm more than happy to hear about it. But like, I'm not going to be the guy heading it up. It's not. I've already wrote off Burl Core. I had like 30 grand in it. It sucks. Trust me, it sucks. I'm pissed. But am I going to neglect millions over 30 grand? No. Am I going to neglect millions over 100 grand? No. Plus, we had already made back like 50K off of Burl Core anyway. So, like, am I going to neglect all of this? Right? That we have in Wolfer over 50K? Definitely not. So I hope that they pull it out. I really do. I'm in a hurry up and wait, sit and wait situation. I think that's what everybody needs to do. I think that other people, that if it is a big exposure for you, I encourage you to do whatever you're going to do. Right. And I encourage you to bring it to me and say, hey, Drew, this is what I'm doing. Do you want to join? Right. I'll make that determination at the time. But at this point, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I mean, and Luke, dude, as much as I appreciate the opinion, I've got a lot of people that are going to advise me on this. I've got a lot of people that are already advising me on this. I do agree that commercial is better sometimes, but what you also have to understand is there's differences in between commercial property, right? So commercial properties that do well, factories, storage facilities, warehouses, things of that sort, right? What doesn't do well? Residential offices, because everybody works remotely now, things of that sort. So depending on what type of commercial properties you're talking about, absolutely. Yeah, that's valid. 100%. But yeah, I mean, I think that, what if you have a apartment complex, a $5 million apartment complex that has 100 units in it, right? Is that any different? It's a little bit different, but it's relatively the same thing. I'm not saying we're going to go out and get a 100-unit apartment complex, but you get what I'm saying. I'm just making comparisons. So, talk amongst yourselves, man. I'm more than happy to hear what everybody's got to say. I appreciate Luke saying that. And we'll just kind of see where it goes from there. But this is the plan. And like I said, the show goes on. The show goes on, baby. So you're here with Wolfer for a while. We ain't going nowhere, unlike everybody else. With that being said, everybody have a good hashtag Friday Pie Day. If I don't talk to you before Christmas, not 100%, we're going to have the stream next week because it's like literally going to be like few days before Christmas. My mom's down here. I'll try, do my best. But bear with me. Go talk amongst yourselves in the Discord. Let's see what everybody's got to say. Say hi to the haters that are going to be like, crypto, man. Crypto only, man. Crypto, let's just hold on to it and lose all of our money. Yeah. Let's not liquidate at the top and do the smart thing. Let's keep it. And then, yeah, that makes sense. Hi, haters. Appreciate you. We'll take your thoughts and emotions into consideration, but unfortunately, we'll make the sane and rational decisions, which is exactly what we're going to do. So I appreciate you guys. I will see you all soon. Happy Friday Pie Day. onward and upward. Everybody knows kind of the trajectory from here. Trust and believe there will probably be some offer where I give people like a buyout offer where I'm like, hey, you don't want to be here? All right, cool. We'll give you this offer, but it is not required of us. So, and I'm saying that to the people that are going to say that. First and foremost, if I give you a buyout offer, that's all it is. It's a buyout offer, not a requirement. It is not a negotiation. You have zero leverage. First and foremost, let's get that 100% off the chest right now. Get that out of the way. It is an offer. You can either choose to take it or not. That's it, right? Otherwise, this is what we're doing, right? So I appreciate you. Appreciate everybody. I know like 99% of people are going to be like, yo, let's do it. But I always have to like address that 1% because they're always the loudest. Oh, this stupid, you're an idiot. So I figure we would just address them immediately. So everybody have a good day. Hashtag Friday Pie Day. Show everybody some love. Have a good holiday. If you happen to give it F and celebrate with your beautiful families, I appreciate you all. We'll see you soon. Go talk about it in the Discord and in the comments section if you want to. I will see you in the next video. Peace, everybody.